मैं यहाँ पर चैनल खोल लेता हूँ। आ गया ना? स्ट्रीम हो रहा है लेकिन क्योंकि मेरा तो नहीं आ रहा है। टेक 3 सर मेरा तो मतलब यूट्यूब में तो आया लेकिन स्ट्रीम नहीं हो रहा है।
स्ट्रीम और ऐप स्टार्ट कर दो।
ओके
अनुभव आप स्टार्ट कर दो, कुछ देर बाद स्ट्रीम होता है।
ओके गिव मी अ मिनट। ओके स्टार्टिंग। Give me a minute. Okay. So good evening everyone, welcome back to the web development course brought to you by CodeKaroYaaro and Suvidha Foundation. My name is Anubhab Saha and I am a CS programmer, and today we will learn about CSS. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed the HTML class delivered by Devan sir, and today we will learn about the working of CSS on using HTML or making a web page, that how CSS is important, how we can work on CSS while making a web page. Okay, so today's class is going to be a very interesting class. Okay, so okay, so today we are going to learn about what is CSS. Okay, and the types of CSS and their functions in web development. That is what is CSS, why we need to do it. Okay, so the full form of CSS is cascading style sheet. Okay, so how it is useful to us. So let me tell you that it is a language. Okay, as HTML is a markup language, is CSS is also a language that we use to style our document. Okay, and it describes how HTML elements should be displayed. That we all know that when you're using a HTML language or HTML markup language, you used to take the help of elements. There are various types of elements, right? So we take the use of those elements, and on CSS we design them, right? That how HTML elements would be displayed in an organized way. So what are the types of CSS? So there are three types of CSS. Okay, the first one is inline CSS. Okay, and the second one is internal CSS, and the third one is external CSS. Okay, so what is inline CSS and what is internal CSS and external CSS? There are three different types of CSS that you use while working on CSS on a web page. So the first, inline CSS. Today we're going to see about inline CSS and the internal CSS. So let me tell you that what is inline CSS. So see, when you are doing some coding, okay, when you are doing a when you are writing some, let me take an example of a text, and suppose you want to print it on a web page, okay. So while we are doing inline css, for that what happens is that we used to give those attributes, we used to give those css attributes on that part only, okay. And I will show you that how it works. Internal css is something different, where we give all the attributes, like if you want to change a border, okay, change of a border of a page, or if you want to give a margin, और suppose you want to modify a text, okay, तुम modify text करना चाहते हो, तो क्या करना पड़ता है कि हम जो एडिटर में हम जहाँ पर लिखते हैं ना, वहाँ पर हम जो हेडिंग टैग यूज करते हो, आपने देखा है होगा कि पिछले जो लेक्चर्स हुआ है, इन द प्रीवियस लेक्चर्स यू हैव सीन दैट you use head tags, right? So within those head tags we used to give those internal css properties, and in external css what we do is that we used to make another sheet and we name that as .css, and there we used to give those properties, okay. And we will see that how it works. So let me take you to an website, okay. So the website is W3 School. It's a very popular website while you are making a website. So, and here you will learn about css, okay. So let me take you to introduction part, okay. So the page you are seeing now, okay, is a simple HTML page, okay. You can see it, there is no designs, there is no font changing, there is no change of the heading, okay. So if I now you want to use, okay, style sheet, suppose if I want to use css on it, okay. So let's take it to style sheet 2, okay. Now see, the page has changed to totally, okay, it's totally now got different, okay. आप देख सकते हो कि ये जो कलर है, एक कलर से एक न्यू लुक दे रहा है, okay. You can see those heading, the heading is totally now got different. You can see that when I'm going to the style sheet 1 or style sheet 2, style sheet 3, it is giving a different look, right? You can see that heading also is now got to a different part, completely giving a different look, right? So you can say that we use css to give a new decoration to the page, okay. And there are many types of decoration you can do, okay. For example, let me take you to style sheet 3. See, it's giving a new look, okay. So if I take you to style sheet 4, yes. So with the help of CSS, you can use fancy styles. See, the styles are so many fancies, right? So you can use fancy styles. You can give new decorations to the page. You can give a new font styles to the page, okay. Suppose see the letters are having a new font, right? So with the help of CSS, you can do lots of more. So here I am going to use Sublime text. It's a very popular text, right? Yeah. So today I'm going to show you here that how CSS works. So at first let me write the code that we used to type. First is that doc type HTML, right? And what you have to do now, you have to give the heading, right? Okay. Within that heading tag, what we will give? Title, right? So here I'm going to use title, and I want to give the title as learning CSS. Okay. So let's check it. Okay. So here it is. So you can see the title as learning CSS, right? Okay. Okay. So wait a minute. Okay. So now we are going to use our body tag. So at first I am going to show you about the working of inline CSS, that how inline CSS works, and then I am going to show you that how internal CSS works. Okay, so let me write a text, okay, with the help of h1 tag. Okay, you all know that there are the h1 tag, the meaning of h1 tag is called a heading tag, and there are 6 type of heading tags, right? H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, right? And every heading tag has a different properties, or you can say different functions. So within the heading tag I'm going to write that I am from India. Okay, and within that heading tag I write I'm from Finland. I'm going to use another h1 tag, and within that I'm going to write that I'm from Finland. Okay, okay, so let's see that is the text kind. Okay, so you can see that text is showing, right? So let me take you like this way, it will be helpful for you to understand. Okay, so now I want to give a modification to this text. Okay, so for that what I have to do, I have to use h1 style. You have to use the attribute style. Okay, and style is a very important attribute. Okay, so when you are doing CSS, you have to use style attribute sometimes, or you have to use style tag. Okay, so style is a type of attribute that will help you to give a modification to the text, to give a modification, to give a new look to the web page, or suppose you want to give a border to the page. Okay, or suppose you want to give a bold look to the text. Okay, or if you want, suppose you want to give a division, or suppose you want to give a padding, or if you want anything. Okay, whatever looks you want to give to the page, you have to use that attribute style. Okay, or style tag. So within this style I'm going to use suppose color. Okay, and here I'm going to use green. Okay, so let's see, is that color changed? Yes, its color is changed, right? So here I'm going to use font size. मेरे को यहाँ पर font size का यूज करना है, तो font size कितना दूँ? 70 px. अब देखते हैं ये चेंज हो रहा है कि नहीं. Yes, the size is increased. Okay, and let me give you, so you can see that with the help of font size you can increase the text size, right? So if I want to give that font family, what happens? Suppose font family is the type of, okay, let me tell you about font family. So font family is a type of attribute. Within that, with the help of this attribute, you can usually change the, you can give a modification to the text. Okay, suppose you want to give a new font to this text, or suppose you want to give a fancy font to this text. So for that we have to use font family. Okay, so in this font family I'm going to use a font that is Vardhana. Okay, now let's see if that isn't working or not. Yes, see, it's changing, right? The text is changing. I suppose I want to give a Arial black. Is that changing? See, it's changing. The font has changed. Okay, and you can see many things like font weight. With this font weight, you can give a boldness or give a lighter look to the text. For example, I want to give it lighter. Okay, so it's not showing because I have used h1 tag. Okay, I will use this. I will show this attribute afterwards. Okay. Now what I'm gonna use is that font style. You can use that. You can take the help of font style. With the help of font style, you can make it italic. Okay. Suppose you want to make it as italic. Okay. Yes. See, it's giving an italic look. Okay. Now here, let's come to here. Okay. And I'm going to make it as p tag. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to change some code. Okay, here, be careful that what I'm doing. Okay, within this p tag, I'm going to use a font tag, okay? And here I'm going to use size. Let it be taken as 100%. Color, let me take as hot pink. Okay, and then okay, let me take the use of face. Okay, and here I'm giving Gatana. So you can see the color also changed and the text is also changed, right? So let me tell you something different. Okay, now let's come to, okay, sorry, okay, I have forgot to close the font tag. Okay, now see the difference over here. See, and the first text I have used h1 tag, right? And on the second text, and on the second text I have used p tag, right? So you can see the difference is that here I have used style attribute, right? Yes. So within the style attribute I have used color green and it's completely changed, right? And within here I have used font size, that is 70px. Okay, you can also see that the color also, the size is also increased, right? So and then again I have used font family. यहाँ पर भी देखो कि फॉन्ट का जो फैमिली, मतलब जब फॉन्ट का जो डिजाइन मैंने डाला था एरियल ब्लैक होगा तो वो भी हो गया. उसके बाद फॉन्ट स्टाइल, मतलब मैंने इटैलिक करना था, वो भी हो गया. लेकिन लेट्स कम टू दैट सेकंड टेक्स्ट, राइट? ओके, सो विद इन फॉन्ट साइज आई हैव यूज्ड 100%. So see the difference between pixel and percentage. So when you are giving 100% or some any value with 100%, तो क्या होगा कि वो उतना इंक्रीज नहीं करेगा, राइट? सो इंक्रीज करेगा बट उतना नहीं, जैसा कि 70px कर रहा है, पिक्सल जो उतना कर रहा है. तो आप देख पा रहे हो कि द डिफरेंस बिटवीन 100% एंड द पिक्सल, यू कैन give the difference, can see the difference, right, with the percentage and the pixel. So sometimes we use 100% or sometimes you use pixel. So it's always better to use pixel because it gives a, you can see that the size is almost increased. Okay, so and see again here I have used font family. Okay, here I have used the attribute font family, and again here I have used face. Okay, both are different attributes. Okay, so please remember that the font family, that is the type of attribute that you used while working on CSS, but face is a type of attribute while, or font face is the type of attribute that we uses while doing HTML. Okay, so this is the difference between face and font family and font size, that is 100% and 70 pixel. Now I'm going to show you font weight. Now is it changing? Okay, still it's not showing. Bold. No, it's not giving any look. Why the font face, font weight is not working? Okay, so let me change it to P. Okay, and here I'm going to use here also P tag, and now here I'm going to use font weight. Let's see. See, now it's decreased, right? And if I want to give it bolder, let me see. actually, why it's not working? Because see, you have already given a 70 pixel. That means it's already increasing the size, and here I have used Arial black also, right? So if I if I would change that to Vardhana, okay, and now if I do it, is it working or not? See, the text is also changed, and font weight also is giving a bolder look. Because why it's not working? Because Arial black is always is the type of, you all know that font style, I mean the font family. Arial black is a type of you can say a font that always gives a bold look, right? So now it make it a lighter. See, it's changed to lighter, right? So you can now you can see that here the working of font weight, or you can see the use of font weight. Okay, so now I want to show you that how you can implement this on internal CSS. I want to show you that everything will be done on internal CSS as same as that. Okay, so now I have to delete it, and here I'm going to write H1 the same thing. I am from India. um, H1, that is, I love my country. A new text. Okay, so okay, so see, now I have used style tag. Okay, now you're gonna see that how style tag works. So while doing internal CSS, that's the difference between inline and internal. When you want to change a font, or you want to give a new look, or any modification you have to do, you have to write those attributes within that tag only, right? But while you are doing internal CSS, we have to give a style tag, and within that we have to give those changes. Okay, so let me show you that what are the differences. That means how I would those put those attributes within this tag. Okay, so for that, here you can see that I have used h1 tag, right? हमने यहाँ पर h1 tag यूज किया है, और मेरे को क्या करना है, इधर पर h1 का एक बॉडी बना लेना है, ठीक है, जैसे कि मान लो ऐसे, ठीक है। और इसमें मैं पहला जो चीज करना चाहता हूँ कि कलर, I want to give a color look. Okay, and let me take it to red. Okay, so see, both the font or both the text has changed, right? So why is it changed? Because see, here I have used h1 tag also, and here also I have used both the text as h1 tag. Okay, I mean I have put these two text within the h1 tag only. Okay, suppose if I want to, now if I wait a minute. Okay, so within the p tag, okay, I'm going to write I'm from India. Now I'm going to do this. Okay, now let's see it, what happens. Now you can see that I love my country is only changing, right? Because why? Because I have made a body of h1 tag only, I haven't made a body on p tag. Okay, so here I'm going to give a modification that, suppose font size, as I've used in inline CSS, that font size is 70 pixel. If you want to give a font color look, yes, you have already used font color. Okay, let me take as font family, suppose Vardhana. Yes, font style, let it be lighter. sorry, within that font style I have to give italic. Let it be italic. So why is it not changing? Something I have done. Okay, again I have to write it. See, now it's changed. Okay, so what are the other things that I can do is that font weight. Wait a minute, children. Okay, just give me a look. But now I'm going to say as font style. That is, I'm going to give it italic. Okay, it's showing italic. Another thing is that okay, let it be. Now I'm coming to p tag. Okay, and suppose I want to give a color look. Okay, that is red. Let it be dark red. Is that changing? Yes, it changed. And let me give it a color called blue violet. I must say that those who are seeing this live session, or those who want to do it, okay, you can take a paper with yourself, or you can take a copy with yourself and a pen and write that code. Okay, because sometimes what happened is that maybe a mistake has made. Okay, suppose you can see that just a minute ago I have done a mistake. That is, I have done something called I have put in inverted commas, right? So don't have to put inverted commas. Okay, so that's why it's not showing like that. Okay, वो change नहीं हो रहा था. So here I'm also giving a font family that is black. Yes, see. And if I now let me increase the size as font size 100 pixel. See, it changed. If I make it big screen, see, it's changed. Okay. So this how you can do it internal CSS. Okay, that's how you can work on internal CSS. Okay, so if I now let me show you that how you can use selectors. Okay, like there are two types of selectors, right? One is ID and the other thing is class, right? So I'm going to show you that how you can work with class and ID. Okay, and what are the difference between class and ID. Okay. So what I have to do is that I have to make a class. I have to form a class. So while making a class, we have to give a full stop at first, and let me give a name called heading style. Okay, and color, let it be green. So now you can, if you refresh it, you can see that it came to the same position, right? There's no change happening. Why? Because I haven't mentioned this class on these tags. Okay, I have to mention it like p class heading style. Okay, now you can see that the color has changed, right? Now let me give it the size, font size 50px. Yes, it's changing, right? So this is the working of class. Okay, now you can give all those attributes. Okay, it's like font size as I've shown you, font family. Okay, and here I'm going to show you that working of ID, that how you can use ID. For that, when you are going to make an ID, for that we have to start with hashtag. With hash, let it be para style. Okay, I have given a name ID that is para style. Okay, so same as that. Now let me show you. I'm always using green, sometimes blue, sometimes red. Now let me show you that how you can choose color. Okay, so for that you have to go to a site, Google color picker. Okay, so here you can get different types of colors. Okay, तो जब आप वेबसाइट में आ जाओगे तो आप यहाँ पर शिफ्ट बटन पाओगे, तो यहाँ पर आपको जब स्क्रॉल करोगे ना, when you scroll it you can see the different types of colors are coming, right? So let me choose this color. No, let me choose this. So you can see that the hex code is coming, right? And other one is RGB, that is red, green, blue code is coming. So you can do anything. Okay, you can choose anything. I'm going to use here RGB. Okay, Ctrl C. Is that copied? Yes, it's copied. Okay, अब मेरे को क्या करना है कि सिर्फ इसको इधर पर पुट कर देना है. अब देखते हैं चेंजेस क्या होता है. So where's my okay, wait a minute. Why is it not changing? Can you find it out? Yes, because I haven't mentioned the ID, right? And what will be the ID? Para style. Okay, now let's do it. Now you can see that color is changed, right? Yes, it's very simple. Okay, now let me tell you a difference between class and ID. Okay, suppose you have made you can, with the help of class you can make many types of modification. Okay, and you can do it several times. Okay, if you want you can do it several times. For example, I'm going to make another class, let it be dot h1, maybe dot hello. Okay, and within this I am going to give this. Okay, here I am going to give a mention that font size will be 50px. Okay, now I want to put this property over here. Okay, as I mentioned class. So what I have to do, I have to mention hello. Okay, I have made a mistake. See, it came, right? So here I have used color green, let it be red, dark red. See, the color has changed to dark red. Okay, so with the help of class you can do it many times. You can do like this. You can make several classes and give those properties on any specific text. Okay, on any specific division. But ID, when you are making an ID here, you can do it only one time only. Okay, this attribute you have to make another id, okay, and again you have to make another text, and on that id attribute you have to put that on that text, okay. मतलब जब भी आप आईडी यूज कर रहे हो वो आप वन टाइम ही यूज कर सकते हो, उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, आपको अलग से और एक टेक्स्ट बनाना पड़ेगा और एक मतलब लेटर बनाना पड़ेगा, और वो जो आप आईडी का जो एट्रीब्यूट डाल रहे हो ना वो उसमें डालना होगा, क्योंकि ये जो क्लास है आप देख सकते हो कि क्लास मैंने 2 बार क्लास क्रिएट किया है और दोनों का प्रॉपर्टी एक सेम लेटर में आ रहा है, लेकिन ये आईडी में नहीं होगा, दिस विल नॉट वर्क ऑन आईडी, ओके. सो दैट्स द डिफरेंस बिटवीन क्लास एंड आईडी. सो class is very helpful, okay, you can do it several times, while id you can do it only one time only, okay. So now let's come to the most important part of css, that is how you'll work on margin, okay. The most important thing is margin or padding, and the third is border, and then comes box model. These are the most important part of css, okay. So I'm now going to start about margin. I have already told you that when you are doing this, when you are joining this session or when you are doing this code, please take a pen or and a paper with yourself, okay. So that you can write it, or it will help you to memorize it, okay. Or it will help you in many ways, okay. If you want, you can do it afterwards also, okay. So now let's come to the code, okay. One thing, let me show you another thing, okay. Let me show you something different, okay. Suppose you have seen many in website, okay, in many website you have seen that the style, okay, suppose the writing style of a text, okay, is having a fancy style, having some, the text is decorated with fancy style, right, okay. That how I can do it, okay. That's simple. For that, you have to go to a website, that Google Fonts, okay. So when you're coming to this website, Google Fonts, you can see varieties of font style, right? And suppose I'm going to use, let me choose one. Let me choose this, okay. Select this style. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, now while clicking on this railway style, you are getting a type of link, right? Yes, it's showing. What you have to do, you have to copy this link, okay. And another thing which you can do is that at first you have copied this link, okay. Now what you will do, within this heading tag, okay, you have to mention it, okay. Your first work is completed. Now what you're gonna do, that wherever you want to put it, the font family, here you have to copy this, and put it here. Now let's see that is it changing or not, okay. So here's my page, so you can see it's got different, right? You can see the text has came to a new style, right? See, the same style is coming. So what I have done, again let me take you to the code. And what I have done, I have went to the front page, I have copied that link, I have pasted. Why I have pasted? After the heading tag, that I have given a heading, then title, and then I have mentioned. Okay, and then the font family, the what family is showing, I have to copy it and here I have to paste it. But there's a question, there might be a question is coming that when you are using a font family, when you are copying a font family, always there is might be three font family you can get it. Okay, and here is showing two. Why is it showing two? Why is it showing two font family or two font style? Okay, because sometimes the editor or the browser may not get that, may not uh, get to that tag, or you can say the get to that style. Okay, sometimes हो जाता है कि browser हो या text editor हो वो support नहीं कर पाता. It's not, it sometimes it fails to support that style. So that's why there is a default style is always there, that like sans serif, or maybe another you will be getting maybe another font family like serif. Okay, there are two types of font family, right? Sans serif and serif. So that's why you have to copy both. Okay, maybe if railway doesn't work, then sans serif will work. Okay, so that's why always there is two font families given. Okay, now what I have told, that I am going to show you the working of margin, that how you can place margin. Okay, okay, so within this style I'm going to mention class. Okay, so what is the class? That is heading style. Within that heading style I'm going to use about margin top. Now let's see that is it working. No. Yes, let me give a value of margin 50 px. And then let me give you font size, that is 70 px. So you can see that the difference is that heading style is it. I'm from India, but it's not working on India. So now what I have to do is that margin bottom. Okay, do one thing, let's delete this. See, I have done a fault. I have told you now that when you are going to when I am going to use of class, that time we have to start with full stop, right? But here I have used hash, that's why it's not working. See, now it's showing that the distance between from here to here it's 50. Okay, and suppose if I want to give margin top, that is, let it be 50 px. Here is also showing a distance. So that's how margin works. Okay, and let me show you now the difference between let me show you the work of padding. Okay, and then we'll be able to find the difference between padding and margin. Okay, for that what I have to do, again I have to make a same thing. And here I'm going to change the 9 class as section 1 hashtag section 1, and here I'm going to show you the padding. Okay, so here let me take as 50px, and then wide will be taken on wide, that is 200 px. Suppose you want to give a color group, that is green, again the same. So why is it not working? So let me see, that is it have given a section 1, but if I give it to 10px, let me decrease the size 10px. Okay, one thing you can see that the color is changed, right? If I would give background color as red, still it's not working. So what's my mistake? Okay, I have to write the code again. At first let me define by default set, that is body margin will be 0 and padding will be also 0. And in section 1 I'm going to use padding as 10px. So see, here's came. Now if I give it a width, that is still it's not showing. I don't know why it's not working. Background color, let it be green. Okay, so let me try this. Okay, let me try this on inline CSS. Let's see that is it working on inline CSS or not. Okay, suppose here I'm using div. Okay, within that div tag, I'm going to use padding over here. Okay, so for that, what I have to do, I have to use style tag, right? Okay, padding will be 40 px, background, let it be red. Okay, now let's see that is going to first coming. Okay, green, and I'm going to use a center tag over here. Okay, and within that I'm going to use font tag, let it be font size will be 5 px, and again I'm going to use face as Verdana, and color let it be white. Now I have to see that is that working. Because why I have used white, that's why it's not showing. If I take it red, yes, see, it's coming into the middle. And now what I have to do is the background color I have used red, and I have to close the font tag also, and the just coming. Okay, but I don't know, it's dark red. Padding will be 40 px and background color will be dark red. Now it's came. Now you can see the difference between padding and margin. Okay, let me show you another one. Okay, suppose let me give a br tag. Okay, and here I'm going to use the style as margin as 20 px. Okay, 20 px, and within that I'm going to use h2 tag, and here we are going to learn css, and I'm going to name the h2 and then the div. Okay, so let's see it now. Now you can see what is the difference between margin and what is the difference between padding. So when you are going to change something, okay, within a division internally, when going to change something internally within a division, that time you uses padding. But when you are going to change something outside a division, okay, that time you are going to use margin. See, the distance from here is also 20 px, here also 20 px, here also 20 px. Now I'm going to show you the working of that, how you can use border. Okay, that how you can use border on HTML with the help of CSS. uh, Now I have shown you inline. At that time I have shown you that how internal CSS work. Here is the type of code that is inline CSS. I don't know why the padding is not worked on internal CSS. So that's why I have shown you that how it will work on inline CSS. The work is all same. There also you have to give that mention as padding. You can give it 40 px, you can give 10 px, whatever you want. Okay. So now I'm going to show you about border. That how you can give border. I'm changing the tag. Okay. Suppose h1. Okay. And on border, what I am going to give, first thing that I am going to give is that border left, that is border left, and border left will be 5 px. Okay, now let's see. At first within that body I'm going to give a h1 tag, and within that I'm going to write the let it be hello world. Okay, still now we haven't seen any changes, right? Border width, let it be 5 px. Now let's see what will be the changes. Still haven't got any changes. Okay, now if I change it to border color, if I give a border color, okay, that it will be green, let it be green. Now is that the border color you can find? Still we haven't got any find. Now we are going to use border style. Now you can easily find it, that what is the difference, what's happening. See, you can easily find that there's a border that is dotted. Why? Here I have mentioned border style as dotted. Now if you want to give it solid, as solid, so you can see that the solid color is coming, right? So that's how border works. Okay, you can give many things as dotted. Here I have mentioned dotted, that's why that is coming a dotted line. If you want to give a border style as solid, you can give it solid. Okay, that's how border works. And now let me take you to box model. That's the most important thing in CSS. At first let me give a body background. Let it be green, no, let it be pink, or sky blue. Okay, okay, and I am going to make a class. That I'm going to name of class is container. Okay, so here I have to delete that. Okay, that container. Okay, so within that container I'm going to give background color. Let it be hot pink. That's changing. Yes, it's changed. And let me give a size as width as thing show, sorry, 300 px. Let it give you a height, that will be 200 px. Now let's see. You can see the height has changed, and it gives 300 px. Now if I would remove that height, okay, so now here let's see the work of padding that I have given here. is 5px. Okay, now let me show you that why we need box model. Okay, so you can see the blocks, right? So what are the, so let me take you to the code at first. So okay, see how much wide I have used. That is 300px. You can see that 300px. Then what I have used, padding, that is 5px. That means here is also 5px, here is also 5px, at bottom also 5px, left also 5px. That means it's all side is covered with the value 5px. Okay, then comes border, and I'm going to give a border as 5px. Now you can see that the border is also came, right? So can you count it, the how much wide it totally it has? Here it is having 5. Okay, here is also 5, so 10, that is 310. And again the border is coming as 5. Here is also 5, and here is also 5. That is 310 plus 10. That is total wide is 320. That's why you use box model. Box model help us to give the exact position, to give a concept of a position, that how you are using, how you are giving a position to the text, how you are giving a position to the image. Okay, that's why if you couldn't get that concept, you don't have it, no, if you don't have any good concept about box model, okay, then it will be very difficult for you to make a web page. Okay, so that's why box model is a very important part in CSS. So everything is now done, and now let me show you the most interesting thing, that how you can put background image. Okay, how you can give a background image to it. Okay, so for that background image, let me take you okay, now let's come to the code. When you are doing HTML, right, when you are doing HTML ना, तब हम क्या करते थे, सिंपली बॉडी लिया, बॉडी का जो टैग है वो भी लिया, ये क्लास वास हटा देते हैं. Okay, we're going to remove this. Okay, let's end it, and let's body background, and suppose I'm going to insert an image that is 13. Let me show you that which image I want. This document file or this HTML file is in Manthan's folder, right? मंथन के फोल्डर में है, और मैं चाहता हूं इस इमेज को एज अ बैकग्राउंड इमेज यूज करने को. ठीक है, आई वांट टू गिव दिस बैकग्राउंड इमेज on this web page. So how will I put it? So see, let me take you to the properties. So you can see it is saved as 13 and it is in JPG file. Simply what I have to write, 13.jpg. Okay, now you can see it's came, right? Simply came. Now if I want to make it as CSS, now you have to apply it to CSS, then how will I work? Okay, so for that I have to write style. Okay, it's almost came. It's as the Sublime Text is a very, it's a very first working, or it's a very advanced type of text editor. That's why it always gives a pattern. It always gives the structure of CSS. Okay, you have to write style type dot equals to text CSS if it doesn't comes. Okay, or if you don't write, then it's also okay. So here I'm going to give a class body. Okay, so background image, right? I'm going to do it first is that background image. For that you have to write like this, background image URL, and here I have to put 13.jpg. See, it's came, it's already there. Okay, now what the attribute that I can use, you can see that in that image, the image is getting repeat, right? So for that, what I have to write that background repeat. Okay, and here I have to mention no repeat. मैंने को यहाँ पर नो रिपीट कर देना है, तो देखिए ये रिपीट नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक है। सपोज वेट, मैं इसको कवर बनाना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है, बैकग्राउंड कवर। तो बैकग्राउंड का जो साइज है, देखिए सजेशन मैंने आ रहा है बैकग्राउंड साइज। हियर आई हैव टू राइट व्हाट एज अ कवर। नाउ यू कैन फाइंड इट, it's totally covered. Okay, and many things you can use. Okay, like background position. Let me deal with this. Is on the right side and is on the top. Okay, so with the help of this you can give the position to it. Okay, and lastly, that is background attachment. Suppose, let me tell you that suppose it's a very big type of HTML page. Okay, suppose you have to scroll it. Okay, so sometimes what happens is that you have to, when you are scrolling, the images also come, right? So to stop that, okay, to stop that you have to give an attribute that is background attachment. Okay, and that will be fixed. I couldn't show you that how it's happening. Okay, let me try. I'm on this Wikipedia. Okay, and suppose I have to copy this text. Ctrl C. Let me write here. Suppose after this, Ctrl C. Okay. Wait a minute. Now let's see that is it doing something changes or not. Okay, so where's my page? So while you are scrolling, see, let me take you to this as p tag. So I can't show you that when, so sometimes what happens is that there are so many letters written, and suppose you are scrolling, the images also come, right? मतलब जब भी कुछ पेज आप स्क्रॉल कर रहे हो इमेज भी आ जाता है, तो आप जो यदि बैकग्राउंड अटैचमेंट लगा दो ना तो वो फिक्स रहेगा, घूमेगा नहीं, राइट? So that's the thing. Now I want to show you it as inline, on inline CSS, that how you can make a image. It's the internal image, it's an internal CSS, sorry, it's an internal CSS. How I will show you that how you will work it on inline CSS. That suppose you want to make an image, okay, set up on a page. You want to fix an image to a page, okay, and you have to give some attributes on it, like uh, border, okay, radius, okay. So how you can do it, okay, that I'm going to show you, and that will be the last thing that I'm going to show you, okay. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can comment it. I can reply you, or I can give that answer. Okay. Okay. Within that head tag, I'm going to give title. Okay. Let's give a title that is learning. Okay. So within that body tag, what I have to do is that I have to use the div. I have to take the function of div, and then what I'm going to do is that div style. Is that div style margin top, let it be 50 px. Okay, and I'm going to use center tag. You can use align center, or you can use take the help of center. Okay, so within the center I'm going to image src. I'm going to do that image. For that you have to use another, when you are going to use inline css, for that you have to use another tag, that is image, image source src, that is 13.jpg. Okay, see, it came in the middle, right? So what the other changes I can do is that, for example, let me give a height to it. Okay, okay, what will be the width? Let me give it as 100. See, it's become so small. Let it give me as 200, and wide also 200. It increased. If I make it to 500, yes. And now what I'm the thing is that I'm going to show you that I'm going to give you I'm going to use the attribute style. Okay, and here I'm going to give a border, that is border 5px. Border is, let it be 5px. Is that border came? No. Yes, it came. For that I have to give a color also. Let it be red, dark red. Still it's not showing, but it has came. By default it has came. For that, to show it, I have to use border style. I have to use the attribute border style, and let it be solid. Now you can see our border has came, right? Because of I have used border style as solid, that's why it's showing. Now if I want to give it a curved look, for that I would use border radius, and border radius that will be, let it be take as 5px. So you can see that there's a curved look is coming, right? If I make it to border radius as 100px, let's see the curved look has came, right? So if I want to make a message, if I want to write a message at the below of this page, at the below of this pic, okay, for that what I have to do, I have to write a h2, okay, style text. For that text align, here I'm going to use the attribute text align as center, okay. Let me give a color, text font color as ready to be as blue, and in that I'm going to use black wallpaper. I'm going to keep this message. I want to display this message, okay, wallpaper. Okay, so you can see the message is coming, or the text is coming, and just below the pic. So that's how it works, and that's all about CSS. So today we learned that how you can use padding, how you can use margin, how you can use border, how you can display an image to a web page, and how you can use font styles, how you can use Google Fonts, okay, and so many things, right? I hope you have loved that today's session, and on tomorrow I'm going to show you that what Dhanman said has uh, shown you that how you can make a portfolio with HTML, right? And with the help of CSS, how you can give a new different look, how you can give a new design to it, okay, with that how you can do it, okay, with the help of CSS. So I will show you tomorrow, okay. I hope today's session is very wonderful, and today's session we have learned a lot, okay. So thank you very much, children, and thank you to all of you, those who have seen my session today. So okay, bye and have a nice day.